Yep.
Oh,
Yep. Testing. I gotta make sure my microphones are all right. Yep, there we go. Excellent.
Heard you talking shit about me.
Really, at the start of the stream, immediately demonetized. Thank you, Geo.
Oh, you said we hadn't started yet.
No, I said I was going live right now. We're doing a cold start.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The man right here is just like, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Well, now you're doing it by using the effort.
It was already ruined, and you know it.
Oh. Already.
That's what the Patreon's for.
Oh.
That's fucking timing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bad Fanfiction Night. I am your host, Raymond McNeil. Joining me, as always, is the wonderful Twilight Guardian.
Hello.
And I mean that genuinely this time, because she wasn't actually here last week. And I kind of went a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I heard. I just finished mostly listening to the stream. I got up to 1 hour, 26 minutes.
Lightning, we are exactly, 5 seconds in.
Not even a minute in, and it's already going on the shoot.
Famous last words.
Can't wait to see how someone gets even worse than it already is. Who can say what further depths of insanity awaits? Okay, Twi, I know you were trying to catch up. What was your reaction to what we had been reading the prior week?
To be honest with you, it's kind of more of the same, really. It's just the same level of insanity. Okay. I did cringe though when the gem fusion of the OC characters were memey though. Jesus Christ, why?
So
you're rat. Hello.
The best thing about this is that Celtic is like, this writing is breaking me, and Twi is just like, your politics bore me.
No, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just trying to bear the weight of this fanfic all my own, or maybe it could be any number of factors, but it sent me into a spiral. I was just tired. It kept adding things and adding things. It's like,
well, also, to be fair, I did listen to this at 1.5 speed, and I was also distracted by making sandwiches.
You see, the sandwiches kept you sane.
Yes, I had something to ground me.
That might be the secret.
We need to know this. What kind of sandwiches? We need this information.
My mom bought us a whole roasted chicken, and we just made chicken sandwiches with mayonnaise.
I mean, also, I would say, Raymond was reading it out loud, and the rest of us were passively listening in. Does anyone here want to testify they also went insane, or are we just assuming it was Raymond dying?
Wait. A little bit.
Well, I mean, you guys are patroning me, so I presume you're not sane to begin with. I mean, that's just,
Exactly.
I forgot the requirements to be here.
But yes, we will be continuing. It actually looks like this might be a super short chapter. Twi, however, has volunteered to read on her own, so I don't know if we'll be able to finish this chapter in just one go in a rarity for this fic.
Maybe.
We'll have to see, and I'll actually determine the next thing that we do. But yeah, so remember the rules. I and Twilight are the priority speakers. If we're talking, we expect you guys to quiet down, and we do like your comments and critiques and little jibes and stuff. However, don't go overboard with it. We will tell you to settle down, and if you can tell that a conversation has ended, it's ended. Don't try to continue it. Don't. Sometimes dead is better. We'll put it that way. But yes, we're just gonna sit back, relax, grab a nice cold drink or beverage or what have you, and Twi, take us away on Project Alpha Chapter 5.
Oh boy, we're already on Chapter 5.
What do you mean already? It's taken us 8 sessions to get here. It's 2 months.
I know.
We're finally on Chapter 5.
Yeah. I mean, time flies when you have a nice break from reading.
Celtic is really quiet.
Well, I'm no, because Twy is taking over for reading today, so I'm waiting on
No,
Twy to start.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Yep,
No,
no worries.
I wasn't rushing you. remember, I guys, was just saying, do like, nothing. after Twy's comment of taking a break, I was just like, Celtic, you're really quiet after that comment.
Remember, guys, don't speak over Twy, or she will send you to the Shadow Realm.
Right, you wells.
Sorry.
She'll send
As
you to
she
the
should.
Dark Ocean. Different thing.
Castle
similar,
Oblivion.
Oh
but
dear.
Is that better or worse?
Is it the Dark Ocean,
Yes.
like a Digimon reference?
The Digimon reference.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah, she'll send us to the Dark
But
Ocean.
you know, the worst part isn't being sent to the Dark Ocean. It's being sent to Digimon Adventure 2. That's the worst part of it.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah. Digimon Adventure 2 is not great.
No, it's not.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it as much as the first one.
All right.
Okay, sorry. Now that I'm not dying.
Oh dear.
Don't do that. I rather like talking to you.
That's my job.
Author's note. This chapter is shorter than the previous one, since I didn't have as much to write here. The next few chapters will be longer again, but they'll eventually get shorter. Also, trigger warning at the end, in case you're uncomfortable with some things. Oh my god.
Twy, meanwhile, seems to be uncomfortable with breathing.
I told you
Are
I
you
was
okay?
dying.
Also, a trigger warning usually states what the content
Well,
is before you
the way this
read
guy
it.
has worked is he puts the actual trigger warning at the bottom and allows you to scroll down because he doesn't want to spoil people. And I kind of get it, but it's also really silly.
Yeah. Cinder was training her maiden powers and killing Beowulfs left and right when she heard whimpering and sobbing coming towards her. She decapitated the last Grim with a fireball. That's not how fireballs work.
Immolation, get it right.
Look, she's just really bad at casting fireball, missed, and only got the Beowulf's head. She's just a bad
Well,
maid.
it would have incinerated the Beowulf's head. It wouldn't have decapitated. Decapitated presumes that the head is somehow intact.
Yeah.
It means cut off.
This is true.
And turned to see Tyrian dragging himself into the room. He stopped in front of Salem, who looked at him with a cold, uncaring expression. Your mission. Were you successful? Salem asked. No, Your Grace, Tyrian answered. Winston said. Someone interfered. She fought. She is strong. This anger. This fear. No mercy. No remorse. He was shaking to the very core and began whimpering and sobbing again. Emerald, alarmed by the sound, came into the room. Salem, can I talk to you? She asked. Because she's so bothered.
What?
Okay, so
I love how-
I gotta analyze here. This anger, this fear. What? Is it your fear? Was it a matter of like they ran into the room going, "Ha! Ha!" It's like that was like what's going on there? What do you mean this fear?
He realized that he was starting to become a poetry major, and he got really scared.
Also,
dear.
I love how real casual Emerald is about someone whom actively terrifies her, thinks less than nothing of her, and
Would kill her.
in whom she herself is just an the bottom rung of this ladder.
Yeah.
Yippee.
Yes, Salem answered. Tyrian, you can leave. I expect a clear answer next time I ask. Yes, Your Grace, Tyrian said and dragged himself away.
I'm imagining this broken and bloodied body, and he's just he only has one functional arm that he's just dragging himself out of the room. You're seeing and in the background of this conversation with Emerald, you just constantly hear Tyrian in pain, as he's getting to the door at a rate of 1 foot per second.
God.
Salem says the bees are loud today.
This would fit so well if it was like a Monty Python skit.
I was thinking Naked Gun, honestly.
If Cinder learns to use her power, she won't need me anymore, Emerald thought, but quickly banished the thought. There was no way Cinder would just abandon her, not after all they've been through. What is it, Emerald? Salem asked, and Emerald suddenly felt a bit more tense. I think I know who did this to Tyrian, Emerald answered. Who could do this to one of my strongest fighters? Salem asked, sounding mostly disappointed of the fact that Emerald claimed to know more than her. Her name is Sirena Blue, Emerald answered, and Salem's expression changed to frustration. What do you know of her? Salem asked, and Cinder backed away, never having seen or heard Salem get angry at the mention of the name other than Ozpin's. Because she is so special.
Oh my goodness, she's so special.
You don't understand, Cinder. Her fucking friend keeps crank calling me through the grim.
Yeah.
Do you know?
It goes right to the voicemail in my brain. Did you know we have voicemail in our brain? I didn't, but now I do.
I'd kill myself if I could.
Special. The Tyrian could even identify a very specific anger and fear from the OC, as opposed to normal people's anger and fear.
Exactly. What is this?
I would wish a voice in my head upon my worst enemies.
She is a silver-eyed warrior, Emerald answered, and, from what I heard, she is in full control of her powers. I once saw her fight and it still haunts me. She is unlike any silver-eyed warrior I know of, which admittedly aren't many, but she is violent, cruel, and even borderline sadistic when she fights.
As opposed to us, civilized and honorable fighters we are.
Lightning, yes!
That's a glorious picture, Lightning. But at the same time, like, there's very few silver-eyed warriors, not knowing that there's an entire country of silver-eyed warriors in fucking Atlantis.
The water.
Also, how the fuck does Emerald know about no?
I don't know. Emerald hasn't been around. Also, talk about non sequiturs. It's just sort of like I heard Tyrian walked into the room. Hey, Salem, can I talk to you? Sure. Tyrian, leave. Okay. Drags himself off, and Emerald's like, "Yeah, I think I know who fucked him up." And it's like, maybe you should have told him. The voice is incoming call. Oh god, it's like it's so abrupt. You're just swapping topics.
It really is.
Yeah.
This guy has no sense of flow.
None.
He does not.
I know exactly who did this.
I would not trust him to build a water canal.
What do you know of her weaknesses? Salem asked. Emerald thought for a moment. Nothing, she answered. The more someone tries to defeat her, the stronger she seems to get. Her determination to win is incorruptible. She was trained by some of the best huntsmen in the world and has even survived a fight against Carnage. What?
Okay, fuck it. I was going to make a point about the whole incorruptible thing because that is not the word you think it is for that purpose. But
It
fucking
isn't.
Carnage? Are we talking Marvel's Carnage? Are we talking we are about to see Woody fucking Harrelson duke it out with a fucking mermaid?
I'm surprised
I
she
don't
didn't
want
say,
to see that.
Emerald didn't say, and she has an 8-pack. I hear she has an 8-pack.
It's almost like she's an extra toe.
Not even a 9-pack.
It's almost like she's an overpowered character in a stupid fanfiction.
Oh my god.
As if, Mercury said, and came out from behind the half-closed. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna say Mercury is Zigbar now. Haha.
As if.
I also
I don't get it.
He just disappeared one day. Who are you talking about? Salem asked. Carnage was the #1 assassin for a while, Mercury answered. His semblance told him the weaknesses of anyone he looked at, even if it was just a picture. He once got sent to kill someone, but he never showed up and has been missing ever since.
Most people need a PhD in theoretical aura theory in order to determine the weaknesses of someone's
I also just want to point out, like, he took a job, didn't finish it, and disappeared that day. Probably means he fucking died. That's just
also,
101.
I need to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've always found this concept hilarious. Oh, it's the #1 assassin for a while. Is there a fucking leaderboard somewhere? Who's keeping track of this?
There's a No More Heroes leaderboard. They regularly try to kill each other off for fame and glory.
To quote fucking Davos Seaworth, if you're a known smuggler / assassin, you're not doing it right.
Exactly.
So, there's a leaderboard. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Emerald silently pulled out her scroll and showed a video projecting it onto the nearby wall for all to see. Sirena was lying on the floor near a tavern, with the crowd of people watching from the inside. Sirena had stopped the assassin's chainsaw with her arm, even after her aura was depleted, and the tissue had clogged up the mechanisms, causing it to overheat and explode.
That's
Wait,
not
what?
how anything works.
What the fuck?
Are you kidding?
Oh yes, I will stop this chainsaw by clocking it with my flesh.
Hey, Raymond.
I'm sorry. Did this turn into Invincible Season 4?
No, guys. Actually, Twy, Raymond, remember our talk about like Arcane Season 2, Episode 1 with the like chainsaw that was weirdly poorly made?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, Jace could have just put his arm out and just stopped the chainsaw, made it explode.
Yeah, it's just that easy.
But Jason's
Sacrifice your arm
cool.
for the greater good.
Yeah, but Jason's not cool, overpowered OC.
Well, I was gonna say, Jace at very least has the muscle. Yeah, he's chiseled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of muscle.
The chain and several other pieces were lodged into her torso, and a bulky man was standing above her. He wore heavy black biker clothes, had short red hair and green eyes. He pulled out a pistol and shot Sirena in the neck, cutting through her spine and windpipe, and turned toward the crowd. "And you want to protect people," the man said. "Don't make me laugh." Suddenly, Sirena's aura recharged and became clearly visible. The bleeding stopped and the metal was pushed out of her body. Her aura manifested as a dark blue arm on the stump where her right arm used to be, and the bone began regrowing immediately. Carnage stopped.
I'm sorry, you were impaled on a chainsaw and shot through the spine!
Also, just
No,
you know,
no amount of aura is going to stop that. You should be in the ground.
Speaking from painfully earned experience, sometimes when bones break, you need to actually like set them right, or they're not going to heal right. You know, they had to cut
Sirena
my
this
arm open
entire
because of
time
that.
has like been bent at an awkward 5-degree angle from the middle of her spine because she didn't set it right.
Is that why she has 6 toes? Because someone sawed her toe wrong?
No. She has 6 toes to actually account for the weird balance issues she has by having a 5-degree bent spine.
And bro, you should be in pain, not continue fighting.
I'm just impressed that she's still able to just get her aura to reset everything after she has been shot through the neck spine.
I just want to say this because this is a Mary Sue character. Why are we all surprised at this point?
Because this is the degrees. The degrees of Mary Sue keep building. We're getting a higher and higher severity. We are now at the point where we presumed that she was unstoppable. Now we have flat out confirmation that she cannot fucking die.
Yeah. Also, that statement was kind of so stupid. It was like, okay, I know that you can use words, so why are you surprised when I can say something coherent?
Yeah.
Who's supposed
Honestly,
to be the god again?
I'm just gonna have the mental image of Sirena being like her entire body is just walking at like a 90-degree angle.
Just mental.
She's never taken an L before, but now she has become one.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Carnage stopped and looked at her. In the blink of an eye, Sirena dashed forward and pinned him against a rock with her natural arm, choking him. The bones on her right arm had fully reformed, and 3 small spikes were visible on her lower arm, resembling a fin. Muscle tissue formed next as she began punching the man in the face. The tissue completely covered the bone spikes, and whenever her aura arm made contact with the flesh, it sizzled like bacon and left a burn mark. With each punch, another bone cracked until the sound was eventually replaced by the sound of squishy material being hit. Sirena's arm was fully formed by the time that there was another cracking sound, and she kept punching the man until she had reduced the boulder but underneath his head to rubble. She then walked away to pick up her trident, then looked at the group, pointing at the nobleman. I have sworn to protect this man to the best of my ability, she said, and I never go back on my promise. She grabbed the assassin's scroll, took a picture of it, and sent it to all his contacts, warning them not to take her lightly as he did.
Okay. One, I thought you were inside the tavern. No, you're outside the tavern, but you used the word floor, not ground, so I was confused. Second, bullshit. Third, fucking why'd you take a picture of the scroll? Take a picture of the corpse.
I think that's what she did. She took a
No.
picture
That is what the author intended, but the author did not write that. That is the difference here.
Oh, that's true.
She grabbed the assassin's scroll, so the scroll is the object in the sentence. She took a picture of it she took a picture of the scroll and sent it to all his contacts.
It's like, I have killed this man. Here's a picture of his broken phone.
Why would you want people to not underestimate you, especially when they're fucking assassins? Like, I would think that, the element of surprise is invaluable, although I guess it doesn't matter if you're an unkillable demigod.
I'm gonna read Teddy Bear Paladin's meme here. She's super strong, he has an 8-pack, and doesn't afraid of anything. I asked you for a debrief, not her scroller profile. Also, you speak of silver eyes as if you know jack shit about them. Stop that. No, it's all real. I have video evidence on the top of an assassin dying to her. Emerald, have you just been sitting on footage of an elite assassin dying? Where did you get this? The unkillable Denny didn't seem relevant before. Cinder, take this idiot out of my palace. But I've heard enough stupid shit for one day. Begone!
That's just true.
It's true.
Like, you guys are having that.
Thank you, Lightning. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's going in the thumbnail.
Her new name is Scoliosis Blue.
Also, I refuse to believe that Emerald Scroll is not just the script, because she know about any of this.
Man, I'm not getting off school.
After the video was over, Mercury was frozen in shock. Emerald was still disgusted by the brutal display of power, and Cinder trembled in her glass shoes, which she doesn't have.
You just think she's Cinderella.
I was about to say glass shoes.
She's based on Cinderella. She is not one-to-one with Cinderella.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody would wear glass shoes.
Her new name is Sai Lightning.
Nice haiku, bro.
Salem was unimpressed and turned to Emerald. Let me know if you find anything else about her, Salem said. Emerald put her scroll away again. I will, Emerald said. Cinder and Emerald were walking through a large city when Cinder stopped in an alley and turned to face Emerald. Do you know where we are? Cinder asked.
No, I thought you knew. I was following you.
Babe, can you please just use Google Maps?
I do not have object permanence. No, so no,
Man,
I don't.
Worst date ever. It's like, I thought we were going to karaoke.
Yeah.
Wait, this is where you found me, right? Emerald asked. Yes, Cinder answered. You wait here. I have something to take care of. She And this is where she abandons
I was
Emerald.
going to say, it's like, this is where I found you, and this is where I'll
I
leave
need
you.
to go get the milk and cigarettes.
I must go. My
Yes,
planet
look at
needs
the
me.
look at the pretty emerald, Paul.
Look at the place where I found you as an orphan because you have no parents and no one that loves you. You poor, poor orphaned person that has no one that cares about you. That's it. That's all I wanted to do here.
Something for the part where he kills
Did
you.
I mention you're an orphan with no parents or anyone? Yes, Cinder, you've mentioned it at least once.
Just look at the
She-
pretty
No wonder
emerald.
she changed that.
It's worth mentioning again.
She walked away, and Emerald sat down on a cardboard box. By the way, I read that at first as in a cardboard box.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but my dummy thick and the clap of my ass cheeks keep alerting the guards.
We made that joke several times. Gosh,
Just a metal, just a cardboard box.
Before she knew what was happening,
It's
it
a
was
good
evening.
meme. Don't knock it.
Shush, your faces!
That's your face.
Emerald watched the sunset, the sunrise, and the changing of the seasons.
Oh my
What
god,
is-
sorry, what?
What is happening?
Has she been sitting here for 3 months?
where are we going with this?
How much time has passed?
When are
just-
we?
No, did she just have some, like, I don't know, like 3-month-long meditation in some random
Twy,
alleyway?
do you see where my sanity goes? You get shit like this, it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I know. I've been reading this shit with you.
Onward,
Right.
please. You listen.
Take, okay,
I have
take
never-
notes, class.
There was an
Don't
explosion, chaos, screaming people, and grim, but Emerald still waited for Cinder to come back. Finally,
It's just chaos going on around her. It's just like, I wonder what I'll have for dinner tonight. If I even get home tonight. Apparently, it's been several months.
Back where I was a panther.
Explosion.
Make yourself a little home while she waited.
Finally, Cinder walked past the alley and Emerald stood up. Cinder, you're back, she called out. And you are? Cinder asked, and the question hit Emerald like she ran into a brick wall. You don't remember me? Emerald asked. No, Cinder answered and walked away.
I was going to make a joke about that.
We did make a joke about that.
Guys, it was all a dream.
Oh, fuck off with
Em-
that. Oh.
Emerald sat up in her bed, breathing heavily. She realized that it was a nightmare, but something within her told her that it was still possible that Cinder would forget about her like that. I need to become stronger, Emerald thought. The next day, she walked up to Salem.
I need
Salem.
to get gains, Salem. I need to get gains.
I need more power.
You need to buy more protein powder for the evil lair.
Salem, let me go after the Spring Maiden, Emerald said. Why should I? Salem asked. I helped Cinder become the Fall Maiden, Emerald answered. I know how to fight a maiden.
Really?
You caught her off guard.
You know what?
and
I was going to
barely
say,
won.
of anyone in the cast that could take down a maiden, I actually would put pretty good money on Emerald.
Yeah.
Like, her
Yeah,
mental
sure.
illusions
Sure,
are pretty...
invincible if she
Oh
wants.
my god, that is so cute.
Also, how do you know who the Spring Maiden is?
I've seen that before, I'm pretty sure, but that's like really cute.
Aw.
That's adorable.
Emerald, how do you know who the Spring Maiden is?
These character designs are too good for this fucking series.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Salem said after some consideration. Prepare and take whoever you want. And be sure not to fail me. Of course, Emerald said and walked away looking for Tyrian. She had plans with him, but also...
Tyrian at this point has only made it halfway down the hallway.
Bleeding out.
Medical assistance.
Also, this just feels absurdly casual for like, I can advance your plans by another quarter.
Same
Yeah.
just went, Dab, yeah, you did. Go.
She had plans with him, but also with someone else that she would have to pick up on her way. Tyrian was sitting on a chair, with Salem standing in front of him. But Salem was just in the other room.
Did she teleport? What?
Hello, I'm Salem too. She just has a...
Give me my spatial consistency.
Maybe they have something
I'll be right back. You continue.
Oh.
About to come back.
The room was scarcely lit, and Tyrian held the stump of his tail in his hands. We will get back at her for what she did to you, Salem said. She will rue the day when she thought she could cross us. Suddenly, Salem was engulfed in a bright light and slowly turned to stone. A hand grabbed her head from behind and tilted her petrified form sideways, revealing Sirena's face. She's cute, isn't she? Sirena asked. As for you, I will always find you, no matter where you run. You cannot escape, you cannot hide, and you cannot win against me. Nothing will save you once I deem your life useless. And with that, it's another fucking dream. And with that, she crushed Salem's head in her hands and laughed, and Tyrian woke up in a cold sweat. Oh, I knew it. I didn't even pre-read that.
If I had a nickel for every time a character woke up in a cold sweat in this fic, I'd have 2 nickels.
Yeah.
No, when did the dreams in this fic get boring? I miss when the dreams in this fic had slavery.
Yeah.
My dreams are haunted by
I need that as a soundbite.
Was the topic of
Yeah, use that as a soundbite. Can we bring back the slavery?
Was the fic better when there was
like
slavery?
that, Help has been canceled.
Tyrian and Emerald got off of the griffins that had carried them to a remote location near a village in northern Vale, and started walking through the woods. After a few minutes of walking, Tyrian was picked up by a net trap, and Emerald turned around to see an all too familiar face. Hello, Neo, she said and asked. How have you been? Neo pointed at Tyrian. Let me down, Tyrian said while struggling. That's Tyrian, Emerald said. He's a colleague. I have a new boss now, and she wants me to get something for her. A little heist, if you will. How about it? Neo thought about it for a moment, then cut the rope holding the net Tyrian was stuck in. One evening in an inn, Emerald noticed how nervous Tyrian looked and decided to try and help him. What's wrong? She asked. Nothing.
I still need medical attention.
I've been bleeding out this entire ride.
So
my pain.
RWBY, cut off my asshole.
Where's Watts?
Fast.
Where's Watts? Does he exist in this world?
Probably not.
Watts isn't that kind of doctor.
Yeah.
Nothing, Tyrian answered, and Emerald thought about how to help him. We can't get the job done if you're like this, Emerald said. Now tell me what's wrong, or I'll tell Salem you're endangering the mission. Hearing that, Tyrian froze in motion. It's her, he whispered. She follows me in my dreams. She won't rest until I'm dead. She will come for us all. She will find us. We cannot hide. Only our goddess can save us now.
I stand by my...
Sorry to tell you, Tyrian, but your goddess
Salem? No, not Salem. Tyrian?
Salem doesn't know how to turn off the fucking Wi-Fi when he comes to like visit her.
I stand by my crappy John me.
Sorry,
This
Salem,
is-
your god. Sorry, Tyrian, your god has failed.
This is turning out to be a really worthless chapter.
Oh yeah.
You say that like any of them were worth a damn to begin with.
Well, yeah, but like this one you can cut out and nothing will have changed so far. Like literally absolutely fucking nothing.
I'm waiting for Emerald to wake up in a cold sweat again.
Yeah.
How do they know where to find Neo? Shut up. That's the answer.
Tyrian was running through a swamp, trying to get away from Sirena, who was swimming through the murky waters. Suddenly, chains made from ice shot out of the water and dragged him into the bleak and suffocating darkness. I heard what you said about me, Sirena said, and I do not like it. That witch cannot stop me, and neither can you. No one can. You can choose your side, and it was your last mistake. She opened her mouth wide, revealing rows of razor-sharp fangs, and dashed towards Tyrian. He woke up in a cold sweat. Ah, there we go. There's another cold sweat.
All right, this is a dream that Tyrian is having that includes Emerald having a dream within which Emerald was also having a dream again.
Okay.
That's not actually what happened, but I find that'd be more entertaining.
I just want to imagine, like, Tyrian just after saying that, passed out cold from his injuries, had this dream, and woke back up.
This entire thing is a fever dream after the first chapters. Maybe that's just what's happening. It's just all Tyrion's fever dream of thinking his ass kicked.
And then Cinder wakes up after RWBY used her silver eyes on her. Whoa.
He woke up in a cold sweat, sitting in the bed of his room, looked around, curled up, and started sobbing into his knees.
Oh.
A woman walked along a path leading through a lush forest. The path had white fences on either side and was fairly well maintained. The woman wore black boots with green leaf patterns embroidered on them, dark brown pants, and a black t-shirt under light green long-sleeved vest. Her black hair was cut short and seemed unkempt. Suddenly, something hit her in the stomach. Okay.
Good.
So
it's a good thing she's wearing the brown pants.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to know how bad she got hit if she was wearing like the green pants.
Oh no. Just way down the legs.
You know, they say some people do let out excess material when they die. She lets out excess material as she gets hit in the stomach.
You could have formed your thought process before you said that. In the stomach and got knocked back a fair distance. Emerald was sitting on a nearby tree and used her semblance to keep the Spring Maiden from seeing either Neo nor Tyrian.
That's
whatever.
just bad. Yeah.
Tyrian hit her in the back with a spinning attack, knocking her forward. Neo kicked her in the face before delivering several quick blows with her umbrella sword. The Spring Maiden created a force field around herself and kicked up some dust, flinging lightnings at her attackers once she located them. Emerald shot her weapon sickles past the maiden, anchoring them in trees on the opposite side of the road. She retracts the chains and pulled herself towards the Spring Maiden, catching her by surprise and kicking her into the forest.
Wow, I'm so enthralled. This is so exciting.
May I just ask, like, Raven's the Spring Maiden, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So
you got Winter Maiden, who's now Winter. She's the Spring Maiden, because the only one left we don't have is a Summer Maiden.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this could only be the Summer Maiden.
No, but they they say this is the Spring Maiden, though.
Wait, is this this was written in volume 4 initially, right?
Yeah, we didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was going to say that earlier, but
okay.
one sec, guys.
It's not getting bad.
Kind of the same like with what RWBY has with Silver Eyes, how she has the whole sorrow thing. It's sort of like a knockoff version of Ren's Evolution in Volume 7, right? Like she can sense one emotion.
I don't know. What is this?
Like she had a whole figure. She's an emperor specifically for the emotional
Spring
sorrow.
Maiden status, random civilian. I sure do like being alive. Do it now.
Take the shot.
Wasn't this rewritten after the
It was, but I don't think he changed anything. Like,
okay, so
honestly, I am amazed at the level of unrefinement there is here.
Yeah. Again, this is supposed to be.
What are you talking
Again,
about?
This is supposed to be a rewrite. So, looking at this now is just very unpolished.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That is exactly right. Fatman's been here.
Oh yeah, I showed up late, but I'm here now.
Yeah.
I noticed it
likewise, bro.
when we arrived.
Fat Man is never late, nor is he early. He arrives specifically when he means to.
I got to hear 2 of the wake up in cold sweats.
Yeah, but I mean, you weren't here to see a woman get impaled with a chainsaw and then literally just shrug it the fuck off because shut up.
Oh damn!
I'm sorry. What?
Oh, sorry. She got impaled on a chainsaw, then shot through the neck, including her spine. For the record, it wasn't just the neck; it was the full like bone and everything. And then she just heals all of that.
Yeah, she just.
God, and Emerald was just sitting on this footage, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just recorded it. Apparently, I don't know how she got it. By the way, that it wasn't shown that.
Why is Wolverine suddenly in this fic?
Please don't invoke his name for this garbage.
Exactly.
The stakes were unborn by this fic. That is a phrase.
That is an amazing phrase.
She's already famous. Now you want to make her Wolverine too.
I mean, aren't we at 3 wake-ups at this point? We are. We are at 3 wake-ups.
I mean, we needed an infection line
not
here.
as painful as childbirth, apparently.
She's Namor and then she's Wolverine at the same time. This is not fun.
Maybe Emerald has this now.
Carnage.
She's Namor Wolverine.
Well, I mean, if she was in the snuff, she wouldn't have a video where the girl survives. Well, I guess the guy died. The one that she took the photo of his broken phone. Not the body. She took a picture of his broken
supposed to be the body, but it indicates the phone.
Oh dear.
I'm waiting for. I presume she's off helping her grandpa right now, and that's why we're waiting. But
she's going back so she can say stand by for proof of scroll death.
Oh, Robert.
Okay, so for a little bit of catch up,
Robert, holy shit!
What have I missed?
What happened?
Right, he just gave 5 people memberships. That I hope everyone enjoys having access to those emotes and getting access to the Team Frostbite Discord server now.
Yay. Thank you so much, Robert. You are a absolute unit.
Absolute.
But
Chad.
yeah. So I don't know who asked what they missed.
Me, I just joined. I got a plate full of pizza rolls and no thoughts in my head.
Yo, so I'm reading this too. Is the Spring Maidens in this? Is it still Raven?
No, it's just some random character to die. So yeah. But anyway, so Emerald has been reading Sirena's scroller profile and has mistaken that for a debrief. Unfortunately, this mistake has led to it being rewritten as canon to the laws of the universe.
Did I hear that scroller profile?
No, that's a joke. But basically, just got here, got gifted a membership, even though I wasn't watching. Thanks anyway. Don't enjoy it for what it's worth, Spooky Wizard.
And Tyrion's dreams are haunted by the cringe OC of Sirena, and now they're killing the Spring Maiden.
Yeah, well, so are mine. He ain't special.
Legal name Spring Maiden.
Well, screw you.
Post a comment on this web zone and Zero will email you a pizza roll.
I'm sorry, fucking excuse you?
That's
Who's sending my pizza rolls out for people?
That's a red letter. It's a Red Letter Media reference, my man.
I don't want that.
Oh, you should. It's like post a comment on this web zone and I'll email you a pizza roll.
I know they did some videos on Star Wars, but I've never watched them.
They're fun.
I just want to
that
imagine
might be why I'm happy.
This character who's probably about to just die, but her legal name is Spring Maiden, and it was pure serendipity she wound up with this job.
Yeah, first name.
She was very happy to fulfill nominative determinism.
Her parents
maybe
had
not so much now.
Her middle name is Franklin. We're not entirely sure how that happened.
So Spring Franklin Maiden? Or is it Spring Maiden Franklin?
Maiden.
It's Spring Franklin Maiden.
Okay, just want to make sure. Because like some people have hyphenated first names, so you know.
Twi's back.
I'm back.
Yay!
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, let's do.
Hold your tongues.
Hi, Twi.
What the hell are they gonna do with Raven?
Okay. You wait here, Emerald called out to the other two as she and the maiden disappeared into the forest. Who are you? The Spring Maiden asked. Emerald used her semblance to trap her in an illusion where everything looked like herself, and the wind constantly repeated her name.
I just now imagining like Emerald's face stretched across like a bunch of trees, like replace all the textures of the world around them with Emerald's face.
Celtic, have you ever seen the Maxor Elden Ring videos where he has a 4D Godric?
Yeah.
Oh my god, she pulled that shit. Nice.
The Spring Maiden looked around in confusion, not sure where the enemy was, and felt several strikes against her. Before she knew it, she was pinned to a tree, and chains started constricting her upper torso. While her aura protected her from damage, it didn't block the pressure, forcing the air out of her lungs, and she wrung for air.
That's
okay.
That's not how you are.
Yeah, she had to put. She had to put it in.
It's like there's a little bell, just a little sign, ring for air, and she's like.
She's a person, not a wet towel.
Emerald watched as the Spring Maiden slowly lost consciousness, and the pink energy followed her weapons chains into her hands. She felt a strong surge of power and let go of the woman. No, Emerald thought. I'm no killer. She knelt down by the woman and began CPR, eventually bringing her back to life.
What?
You are a killer! You murdered Tuxin!
I'm not a killer? What?
You murdered Tuxin! That's still canon to this fic!
You killed someone!
Okay, you want to say, but that was...
No, he's just sleeping.
We gotta redeem Emerald this early on.
Also, too much pink energy is dangerous. Agreed.
Technically, probably Mercury did the killing blow.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That you're still an accomplice to murder. You're still
goaded him.
No. Nobody. He's just sleeping.
So you took part in the scheme that, caused mass death at Beacon?
Wait, what? The former Spring Maiden asked. Who are you? I'm sorry, Emerald answered. But I had to do something. Dangerous people were after you, and they wouldn't have been so nice. I hate what I had to do, but now the target is on my back, not on yours. I hope you can forgive me. There is a trail of strawberries to the nearest village, but please keep a low profile for strawberries?
No Spider-Man 3 memes.
I can think of something, nothing less stable than a sweet fruit as a line going anywhere. Like, breadcrumbs are a more reliable way to guide people around.
You didn't have to do any of this. Like, you just chose to do this. You asked to do this. No one else was volunteering.
You could have just whittled down her aura, stab her in the back, and be done with it. Why the fuck did you turn heel?
Well, no, because I'm pretty sure because Emerald's not a bad person, guys. I swear.
Exactly.
She's a bitch.
How easily you were angered by the actual show of all things.
Oh my god, this is
okay.
Guys. She faded away, and the real Emerald turned around and walked back to the others. The former Spring Maiden looked around and saw a patch of strawberries. She slowly made her way there and saw another one in the distance, and the patches eventually led her to a village.
Well, that was conveniently placed.
Hold on.
Lead to a village.
Former Spring Maiden?
Yeah, Emerald killed her, took the power, and then revived her.
I don't think that's how that works.
It's not.
No, like the whole thing isn't who kills you, it's who you think of last. So like the whole thing is pretty stupid even in canon, because all you have to do is just teach the maidens to constantly think about a woman that they trust in the world, so that even if they get killed by a woman that could gain the powers will still go to the other woman.
When I die, I'm thinking of Granny Smith apples.
Also, I guess Spring Franklin Maiden will have to tell her parents that she's failed nominative determinism.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least you get Roman a field of strawberries.
When Emerald walked back to the road, she saw Neo and Tyrian waiting for her, with Neo clearly being happy to see her. Where?
Thank you, Lightning. That's perfect.
Where
The world of Emerald.
Where is the maiden? Tyrian asked. Yes, Emerald answered and waved her hand and restored Tyrion's tail. Huh?
Taco Bell?
Pardon?
What?
Do that now.
I mean, at least it's actually magic instead of, like ice. Like, well, Miles and Carrie decided it was magic.
It's magic, but just like, congratulations, I cast Healing Word on you. That's not a sorcerer spell.
That's not here. That's fucking restoration, dude.
Exactly.
It's a different school of magic.
Wait, you took her powers? Tyrion asked and said, if Salem is displeased with this, she will make you feel worse than before Cinder found you. Yeah, right, Emerald scoffed and said, she can try, but it won't work. Let's go. Neo gave Emerald a questioning look.
Wasn't this the plan for Emerald to get the powers?
What? Tyrion, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think you were just going to invite the Spring Maiden over for tea and crumpets or something?
Yes.
Why does it sound like that?
Don't underestimate her, Tyrion said. I'm not, Emerald answered and turned to Neo and said, Salem is my new boss at the moment. She's also Cinder's boss. Mercury is there too. The trio got going again and headed back to Salem's castle.
I like how she refers to her, up until this point, partner as an afterthought.
What do you mean, new boss? She's always been your boss. She's been Cinder's boss.
The boss's boss.
This isn't...
Yeah,
what the fuck do you mean by this?
This person is so stupid that she thinks that Salem wasn't involved in Cinder's whole life up until the fucking reveal.
Nah.
What? Emerald, you may be kind of stupid.
No, the writer is stupid.
The writer. This is... I am confused.
This is definitely the writer's stupidity.
Oh, how is it that a person somehow does not know how a chain of command works? I am genuinely asking.
Bottom rung is always the bottom rung, no matter what.
With deft skill and ignorance blessed by the god.
Also, it's not like you can't tell that there is someone at the very tippy top before they get officially revealed. That is just how logic works. But this guy doesn't know about any of that.
He does not. It shows, actually.
No. Logic, what's that?
The trio reached a village.
A really good rapper.
Boo. Maybe this was based on a fanfiction that's mostly about OCs and not RWBY.
Okay, let's get back to it.
Yeah. Remember the rules, guys. I will start muting you guys. The trio reached a village in Southern Vale, close to the border to Vacuo, and decided to rent a room in an inn for the night. At night, Emerald had trouble sleeping, wondering whether or not the former Spring Maiden was still all right.
She kept waking up in a cold sweat.
Endless cold sweats forever.
She went outside to take a walk through the village and found a small apple tree sapling growing in the center of the village. Well, it worked once, Emerald thought, and knelt down beside the sapling. Holding her hands around the small tree, she focused and let her maiden's power flow into the plant. It immediately began growing into a mature tree that bore fruit. Exhausted, she went back inside and fell asleep almost as soon as she laid down.
I'm going to go outside, grow a tree, go back inside, and go to sleep.
Power that's actually related to the season they're a part of. You know what?
The next morning, Emerald, Neo, and Tyrian noticed people had gathered around the center of the village, and everyone was staring at the tree in awe. They snuck away and continued their way back to Salem's castle. Did you do that? Tyrian asked. Yes, why? Emerald answered. I offered to capture the Spring Maiden so I could give you your tail back. But that doesn't mean that I won't train my new powers every now and then. Really? Tyrian asked. Yes, Emerald answered. She knew that it was just so that Cinder wouldn't abandon her, but she didn't want to admit it. Healing Tyrian was just a random idea that she had after getting these powers.
Damn. What a pointless conversation.
This is empty. Twilight, you're absolutely right. This is an empty fucking chapter.
Yes, it's absolutely worthless.
The dialogue is captivating.
Salem opened the doors to her castle and saw Emerald, Tyrian, and Neo in front of it. Tyrian bowed excessively. Emerald nodded respectfully, and Neo looked about as horrified as Emerald and Mercury when they first arrived in her castle. So, you have returned, Salem said and asked. Now, where is the Spring Maiden? You're looking at her, Emerald answered. I see, Salem said and asked. And who is that? Neapolitan, Emerald answered. If we ever need a winter maiden, she can fill the role. I see you learn fast.
That is an absurd amount of trust you have given.
Yeah, I was like,
someone
I've
you
just brought this
know.
random short person to the almighty Satan. And it's like, yeah, no, we can trust her to be our, like, incredibly powerful witch.
Okay, first off,
I do that
we
all the
stand
time.
short kings and short queens here. Fuck you.
Boy, that's my guy right there.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, that's like, it's out of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck?
I don't deny
Yeah,
that, but...
All the
Hey man, support my people.
See what happens.
I see you learn fast, Salem said. And you saved Arthur the trouble of making a new tale for Tyrian. She turned around and let the others inside. Emerald walked ahead, followed by Neo and lastly Tyrian, who closed the doors again. Cinder and Emerald were training their powers in the training room, flinging fireballs and lightnings at each other and blocking or dodging them.
I love how she says
Flying
lightnings.
It's lightnings.
Yes.
Hi, lightning. How are you?
Lightning bolt.
Yeah, like Salem, there is now Lightning 1 and Lightning 2.
The memes will lightnings plural. The memes will get out of.
Oh my
every
god, that's
single
how he's
stream.
so fast with his memeage. There's more than one of him.
Exactly.
Holy shit!
New lore.
We figured it out. He has shadow clone jutsu.
Flying through the training room, Emerald dropped corn seeds on the floor while Cinder flung fireballs at her, and she blocked them with force fields. At her command, the seeds grew into fully matured plants. Cinder, thinking that it was an illusion, unleashed a wave of fire. In an instant, the room was flooded with popcorn. And when Mercury opened the door to find how training was going, he was swept away by the flood. By the food.
I feel like that is not how that would work. I feel like the popcorn would just burn to ash instead of flooding the room.
That's not how popcorn works.
I now want to see Harrison Ford going, that's not how popcorn works.
This must be comedic.
I think he has tried his hand at comedy in this chapter, yes.
Emphasis on the word try.
Yep. What is the meaning of this? Salem asked and made her way through the popcorn. I noticed Cinder only used fire, Emerald answered. So I wanted to see how she reacts when that wasn't the best option. Clean it up, both of you, Salem said. And then continue training.
I'll be honest, like, if you're using plant matter to shield yourself, fire is objectively the best option.
I was gonna say, like, that should not have stopped her fire. If anything, it just gives you... Okay, buddy. There's this thing called silo fires. They are notoriously horrific and deadly.
They are horrifying. I can confirm.
Like, popcorn is hilarious, but if it catches fire, you're fucked.
It just becomes a
Okay, between this and grain engulfment, I feel like having a silo is just a bad idea.
Clean it up, both of you, Salem said. And then continue training. Salem left the room and Cinder huffed, incinerating a good chunk of the popcorn. While Salem was walking through her castle, a seer followed her to inform her everything the Grim Oliver Remnant were doing. She didn't notice Mercury and Tyrian walking up to her. Hey, Salem, I've been thinking, Mercury said. About what? Salem asked. Maybe we could try and take out some of Ruby's friends now that they're split up. And who do you think you could take down? Salem asked. How about that heiress? Mercury suggested. She's weak enough. I'll tell you something about weakness, Salem said. Everything, especially about who has none. Her bodyguard, Niob Bolt. I've dealt with bodyguards before, Mercury said. Not with this kind, Salem said and explained. He is no mere man. He is fear incarnate.
Opposed to you, Salem, who is just a teddy bear. A teddy bear paladin, perhaps.
What member of her friends could you beat? I don't know. I beat Yang's ass pretty easily.
Yeah, that's not hard.
Yeah, let me go after Weiss.
Yeah, why doesn't he go after Yang, considering they had like that beef and everything?
I just, at this rate, I'm surprised they're not just saying, fuck it, we'll just lay down and die because we can't beat these people. I'm sorry. Did you see one of his former fucking allies just shrug off being stabbed through with a chainsaw and shot through the neck? I did. Holy shit.
I also...
Look at what Sirena did to Tyrian. You can't hope to get away from Niob in that state. If you cross him, he will find you. He will catch you, and he will make you pay. Not even death can save you from his wrath. There is a reason I never send anyone to kill him or close to him. I know his semblance, and I know that he is too powerful to be killed. If you were to actually succeed in harming the person he was tasked to protect, he would make you suffer a fate worse than death. Yeah, we know. You already said that.
Yeah.
One, Salem, why do you care what happens to Mercury? Two, I didn't realize Salem had a crush on Niob.
Yeah, she follows his Instagram. That's it. She's just reading off
She is really gassing him up.
I mean, this entire fic is just gassing up all the OCs.
Yes.
Right, bro. Like,
yes, it is.
God.
There are no canon characters. There are only OCs. Sorry.
And you would do nothing, because there would be nothing you could do. Now stop fooling around and get back to training. Suddenly a piece of paper floated down.
Pause from that. That is a word-for-word rip of the John Wick speech.
Oh my fucking god, you're right.
Fuck you, fuck you, fanfic author.
Plagiarism.
You don't pull a Cassandra Clare. You never pull a Cassandra Clare. That is illegal.
How does she know which OC is guarding Weiss? Well, she's seen through all the Grim. Because I am all of the Grim. And I am all of the Huntsmen.
And I will always love you.
I've got a question. Did Salem see inside Weiss's dream?
Yes.
Yes, and she got called friendless.
Yep.
She is the dream walker.
Damn. Does that mean she saw all that weird fetish shit?
She knows his semblance, apparently, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. This fic is just...
The end is in sight.
We're almost there.
We're
almost free.
Suddenly, a piece of paper floated down from behind Tyrian and landed in front of Mercury's feet. He picked it up, opened it, and read it. I heard that, it read, and Mercury froze up. Ideas flooded his mind, and he thought of everything anyone he knew ever done to... What the fuck is that sentence?
And
Hang
he
on.
thought of everything anyone he knew had ever done to someone.
What?
What?
English?
Anyone he knew
He was
had
listening?
So, okay, we'll get to that. That's. I'm trying to piece this. So he's basically like...
Someone trying to prank him?
Anyone that Mercury knows had ever committed against someone else. Which I think is implying that it would somehow come back to him.
Boomerang effect. You're making an act of a person against a person?
That's not how karma works,
This
my guy.
is the shit that has my brain breaking. What are you implying with this?
Keep reading and it'll be...
This is why this fics a threat to the reader's brain.
Yeah.
If you keep reading, it's just worse.
Dismembered, burnt alive, sprayed with acid, every single heinous act. Shush your face!
Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. That was the worst yet. Continue, Dwight.
Yeah. Dismembered, burnt alive, sprayed with acid, every single heinous act crossed his mind at once, and was replaced by something so much worse the initial thought seemed merciful by comparison. Outside the castle, Grim were reacting to his fear and getting closer to the black walls, roaring and pushing past one another to get closer to the darkness within the assassin's heart and mind.
Okay.
So the sorrow from the MSG 3 is... Don't bring up the sorrow here. He doesn't deserve to be lumped in with this. Oh, Christ. Thank you, Lightning.
So...
Also, yeah, so Niob is listening. Niob is actively... He is within range to throw a fucking paper airplane into the window. at Salem's castle.
Bro's in the walls.
He's in the goddamn wall.
From the walls.
I hate all of
And we
these
got
OCs.
at the bottom here triggers: minor character death, minor blood and gore. Great. I'm so glad we cared about that fucking Carnage guy.
Oh my god.
I also say, like, I disagree with minor blood and gore. Like,
So wait. Oh, yes, it gets better. Author's note. I like the idea that Emerald knows a bit of just about everything since she picked it up on the streets at some point.
That sounds so stupid.
There is so much wrong with that.
The Mary Sue shit right there.
Also, I took some creative liberties with the maiden power since it was said that each of the original maidens taught the wizard something. Spring brought his garden back to life or something, so it would make sense that Emerald thinks that this is something she can do. In reality, making those plants grow was just water-earth energy manipulation.
What?
Okay, and Cinder learns an important lesson. Don't shoot fireballs at corn. No, do shoot fireballs at corn if you want to blow it up.
Fireballs at corn. You can create a friggin' wave of fire that just engulfs your enemy and turns them into a crispy little corpse.
As someone who is
oh my god,
responsible
Corn
for
explodes?
One minute. Tyrion's condition is called adaptive nightmares, not a real thing as far as I'm aware. I just made that up. Yeah. Basically, his subconscious judges his behavior by another person's values, in this case, Sirena's. After a traumatic encounter with that person, it doesn't affect his decision making, but it torments him with nightmares based on how much Sirena disagrees with what he did that day. It also works in the other direction, where she would reward him with pleasant dreams if he did something she approved of. Emerald just has regular nightmares. What the fuck am I reading?
He has soap opera
LMC is so special that she's fucking psychically attacking Tyrion. Even
Oh my god!
What the fuck is this, dude?
So we got corn in the walls.
Oh my
and we got
god!
her, and we got the more they got the Namor like living in his head rent free.
This is just Princess Luna kink shaming him.
Honestly,
That's
yes.
My Little Pony reference.
That's because you give your characters.
You know, okay. Honestly, the idea of Princess Luna king shaming her subject sounds like a funny thing. Just like
it would be better than this one.
It's disgusting.
Just because you give your characters so many abilities doesn't make them better.
Yeah.
Okay, so
guys, hush.
I'm gonna wrap us down here a little bit because what the fuck this. We'll do one or two more sessions. Basically, we'll get through chapter 6. And I'm going to say next session, we're going to actually vote on what we read next because I want to take a break from this fucking fic. My God.
He wants to believe good writing can
This
exist.
is a lot of fun.
So next week, look forward to starting chapter 6 and voting on the next thing we read. And then maybe the session after that, we'll probably end chapter 6. And then the week after that, we'll do whatever we vote on. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had a good time reading this absolutely nothing burger of a chapter. I'm going to enjoy this GIF that Lightning posted of a dancing rat girl because it's adorable. And I'm going to go purge everything else from this chapter from my brain. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
Goodbye.
Bye.